Now, the United Nations has warned that new generation of global inequalities driven by climate change and technology could trigger violence and political instability if left unchecked. According to the 2019 Human Development, Climate Change and Technology, rather than wealth and income, are the modern-day wages that are increasingly dividing the haves from the have-nots. Now, the report further says, under the shadow of the climate crisis and sweeping technological change, inequalities in human development are taking new forms. It further says that the climate crisis is already hitting the poorest hardest, while technological advances such as machine learning and artificial intelligence can leave behind entire groups of people. The report was launched at the University of Nairobi.
Let us also not just speak about wealth in terms of income. Let us also talk about access to opportunity, access to education and health. Those are determinants of the extent of perpetuation of inequality in the future. So to the question, if you don't have proper metrics, then how are you going to expect that you will have policy responses that actually mitigate these in the future? So absolutely, you need new metrics, and the Human Development Report itself, when it was first introduced in 1990, was a revolution in those metrics.
Did you know that $95 billion is lost year on year in sub-Saharan Africa because of inequality? And simple things like 50% of that population not being in the workforce, 50% of that population not being productive, 50% of that population being held back into a state of dependency, 50% of the population being turned into broodmares where they just have to produce endless number of children because that is what the cultural norm is. But it's not necessarily that. It is like the roll of a dice. They don't know how many will survive.
Kenya has realized considerable gains in reducing maternal mortality, improving education attainment by women, opening up of the economic, social, and political opportunities for all.